Are you aware that there are different versions of the Old Testament?
You mean the books?
Different versions of those books.
I know that we have the Dead Sea and the Septuagint, and I don't know if we have more. I forgot.
Then you have the Masoretic text. Okay.
The Masoretic text comes after Jesus, not before, right?
Yeah, but there are vorlages of the Masoretic text that go back way before. Then you have
Okay.
the Samaritan Pentateuch. Okay. Then you have the Shapiro scrolls, what's called the Valediction of Moses. And then you
Okay.
have various translations of the Greek and various translations and you have the Peshitta, and all those differ. You have the Vulgate. They all differ. So would you like me to give you an example of how important some of these changes are?
Yeah, you can show me, no problem.
Okay. Can you go to Hebrews chapter 10, verse 5? What translation are you reading from, by the way?
I have the RSV CI.
RSV is a good translation. Read what it says.
Consequently, when Christ came into the world, he said, "Sacrifices and offerings thou hast not desired, but a body hast thou prepared for me.
Next verse.
In burnt offerings and sin offerings thou hast taken no pleasure."
Keep going.
Then I said, "Lo, I have come to do thy will, O God, as it is written of me in the roll of the book."
So that's a citation of Psalm 40, verse 6. So this is what it says in Psalm 40 in the Hebrew. In sacrifices and burnt offerings you have not delighted, but you have given me an open ear. Burnt offering and sin offerings you have not required. Then I said, behold, I have come in the scroll of the book. It is written of me. I desire to do your will, my God. Your law is within my heart. You know what the context of Hebrews chapter 10 is? What the author, whoever it is, whether it's Paul or Clement or Barnabas. Or
Hebrews, it's written by Paul, I think, right?
No, the vast majority of early church fathers did not think it was Paul.
Yeah, but it's quoted to Paul, like it's for Paul.
No,
right?
it's not. No. He never identifies himself as Paul in Hebrews. It's anonymous.
Okay. Yeah, but it's attributed to the Apostle Paul.
No, people attribute it to different people. So here in Hebrews chapter 10, whoever the author is, you accept it as canonical, is making an entire motif about how animal sacrifices are never going to do away with sin. He says, otherwise, why would you have to keep sacrificing over and over again? Because they're no good. And so he says what God did, he prophesied that Jesus was going to be that perfect sin offering. That's why he prepared a body for you. A body you have prepared for you. And that body is Jesus. So what he's quoting from there is the Septuagint. The Dead Sea Scrolls and the Masoretic text, they say, my ear you have opened. And then it's followed by sacrifices and burnt offerings you have not required, meaning you don't require any sacrifices. So Paul is using a certain form of the text that agrees with his message. If it was Paul who wrote it, if he would have used the Hebrew, it would have went against his message that the sacrifices are not important at all, and you don't need them. And all you need is to listen to God and to follow his commandments. So in that specific instance, there's a huge theological corruption between the Septuagint, which Paul is using, and the Masoretic text and the Hebrew of the Dead Sea Scrolls that you were just lauding.